In today's video, I am testing out Teckwrap's heat transfer vinyl. I'll be making a few projects today. You've probably already heard of Teckwrap. They have a really fun account over on Instagram. They just have really cool vinyl, but I've only ever used their adhesive vinyl, so I am very excited to try out their heat transfer vinyl. If you're new here, my name is Kayla with Kayla's Cricut Creations, and I share all kinds of Cricut tutorials, craft projects, sublimation projects, so I would love it if you subscribed if you are new and hit that bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos. Teckwrap was kind enough to send me some of their heat transfer vinyl. They sent over quite a bit of puff vinyl. In here is puff vinyl sheets as well, and I have some chrome HTV. So I'll flip my camera around so you can see that a little bit better. Also, I'm sorry if you can tell I am very congested today. I have an 8-year-old, 5-year-old, and 1-year-old, and this winter at least one kid has been constantly sick, and I seem to get almost everything that they get. So I am ready for spring. How about you guys? Are you guys ready for spring? They sent over a cutting mat. I didn't realize they sell these, so I'll try this out in the video. Here is a Puff HTV sheet pack. If you haven't seen Puff HTV, it is really cool. After the vinyl is heated through, it'll puff up on the shirt. It adds a really cool dimension and 3D look. Here's the different colors that come in this sheet pack. These vinyl rolls are glow-in-the-dark Puff HTV, which is super cool. They have lots of fun colors, and I can't wait to test that out. These rolls over here are chrome HTV, and they just look so pretty, so I'm excited to try these as well. For my first project, I am going to make a shirt for my son. He is really into basketball right now, so I thought I would use the orange glow-in-the-dark puff vinyl, and I think it'll make the shirt look really cool. I'm in Cricut Design Space, and I am going to upload my SVG. I found this basketball SVG, I think on Etsy. It is really cool, so I will add that to my canvas. It pulls it in pretty big, so I am just going to make it smaller. I'm actually just going to size it and make it 7.5 inches for my width. This has two different colors and it's going on a black shirt, so I want the whole thing to be orange, and I thought I would try one of these combine features down here. I haven't really used this yet, but I am going to try to do the exclude button and see what happens. That actually looks so cool, and it was exactly what I was going for. Now it'll just cut out all as one piece, which is what I wanted. When using the puff vinyl, you will want to mirror your design. For my setting, I used Everyday Iron-On, and it worked really well. Before using this new mat, I just take the sleeve of my shirt and press it against it. Sometimes it can be too sticky, so that just helps with removing the vinyl. For Teckwrap's puff vinyl, you'll want to put it shiny side down. I have used other puff vinyl in the past, and for that, you actually do the opposite and put it shiny side up. So you'll just want to make sure you are placing it the correct way. Here, I'm just weeding out the excess vinyl, and this weeded out really well. For my heat setting, I am using 315 at 30 seconds. That is kind of my go-to for shirts. If you're using a Cricut Easy Press, you'll want a mat or a towel to press into, and here I am just preheating my shirt for about 5 seconds. Now I'm ready to line up my design. I love these t-shirt guides. They really help me make sure my design is lined up in the correct spot. Now I'm ready to press my design. I'm not using a Teflon sheet because I have that carrier sheet there, and you want to use firm pressure. As you can see, I'm doing that right here. When you move the heat press away, you can see that it's already puffed up. Here I am just removing the carrier sheet, and honestly, this view, it is kind of hard to see it, so I'll try to get a little better view. I just love the design on this shirt. It looks really cool. And here you can kind of see a little bit better how it puffs up, and I actually feel like it looks like a basketball kind of. It just looks so perfect for this shirt. I love it. Here's what it looks like when it's glowing in the dark, which is just so cool. My son is really gonna think this is awesome. For my next project, I am going to do a mixture of the puff and the chrome vinyl on this tote bag. I found this at Target for $3 in the bullseye section. I'm going to grab my SVG. I want all the words to be puff vinyl and the diamonds to be the chrome vinyl, so I do need to switch some things around here. I'm just going to hit ungroup. It looks like each color is only one layer, so I will have to use the contour button. What I'm going to do is duplicate this. I'm going to grab the other one, and I am going to get rid of the diamonds for one, and I will leave them for the other one. This time I'll hit hide all contours, and I will bring the diamonds back in, and I'll have to get rid of this K. That is the easiest way to do it. Now I need to separate this, so I'll hit duplicate on my keyboard, and I'll do the exact same thing. For this one, I just want to get rid of the diamonds. And for this one, I am going to hit hide all contours, and I will just bring the diamond and stars back in. And then I just need to make sure I select that H. Now I can go over to my color sync. I'm going to bring the wording down here, and then I am just going to bring the diamond and stars up here. So now they are the correct colors. Now I'm just going to bring this back together. When doing this, it might help to duplicate the whole design so you can kind of figure out where everything was, or you can bring it in again. I think that looks pretty good. Now I need to go in and attach my colors. I'll just go over to my layers panel and attach the words. Then I'll just go in and attach the gray star and diamonds. The puff vinyl obviously puffs up on the shirt, but the stars are so close to the wording that I don't want it to get too close to it. So I think I'm just going to make this just a little bit bigger to give it a little bit more room. Now I'm going to size this. I'm just going to highlight over the whole thing, and I am going to make it 6 inches for the width. I'm going to mirror both of my designs. For my chrome vinyl, I am going to select holographic iron-on. And when it switches to the puff vinyl, I will do everyday iron-on. I'm using the lilac chrome vinyl, and look how pretty this is. I really like it. So this will go face down on the mat as well, and the Cricut will cut it out. For my puff vinyl, I am using the purple color that came in this sheet pack. I place the shiny side down as well, and the Cricut will cut it out. Then I just go in and weed out my excess vinyl. I preheat my tote bag for about 5 seconds, then I place down my chrome vinyl because I will be heating that up first. I place my Teflon sheet on top and then press with my easy press. I have it set to 315 and only for 15 seconds. I just wanted to tack it down because I'll be heating it again with the puff vinyl. However, I should have had the temperature at 340 because this is a canvas tote. So I'll show you that I have to repress it again. As you can see, the vinyl wasn't totally sticking down, so I placed my Teflon sheet back on top and I just pressed it for another 15 seconds. Also, this is a cool peel and I forgot to look that up. So you do want to make sure it totally cools down, otherwise you won't be able to take off that carrier sheet. So that's another big step to not miss. I was able to remove it, but next time I would do 340 for the temp and wait for it to totally cool down. Now I'm ready to add my puff vinyl. I use the same temperature. I did 315 at 30 seconds. And once again, I would maybe bump it up just a little bit. When it's done, I remove the heat press and you can see that it puffed up after it's heated through, and it is just super cool. I removed this with a hot peel and that worked perfectly. Here's how this turned out. I think it just looks absolutely adorable. For my last project, I'll be adding vinyl to this faux leather pencil case that I found at Target. I'm going to do an offset layer with just regular heat transfer vinyl, and I'll put the chrome vinyl on top. On my font, I'll just click on text, and I'll go into system. I'll just type in Bible Journal Tools. I have this zoomed in, so that's why it looks really big, but I'm not going to put a space between each word because I am going to put an offset layer with this, and it'll separate each offset for each word, but this way it'll create one offset, if that makes sense. So I'm going to bring this down so I can see the offset a little bit better, and I'll come in here and select this, and then I am just going to make it a little bit smaller. I think that looks good. I'll hit apply. Now I am going to move this out of the way, and I just want to fill in these spaces. So I will go down to contour, and I will just select hide all contours. That fixes that. I'm going to switch this to white, and I'll switch my wording to green. Then I'll just bring this back over here. For my size, I want to make it 5 inches for my width, so I will double click in here and select 5. I'm going to mirror my design for both of these. For my first one, I will just select Everyday Iron-On, and for my last one, I will do the Holographic Iron-On. I'm using white Caesar Easy Weed for my heat transfer vinyl. I place it shiny side down, and the Cricut will cut out the design. And here is the emerald green chrome vinyl I'm using. This looks so pretty. I just think this would be very pretty to use on Christmas projects. The Cricut will cut out the vinyl, and then I will just weed out the designs. Have you guys tried Teckwrap HTV yet? I am just curious if anybody's tried it and what you guys think about it. This weeds really well, even though heat transfer vinyl to me just always weeds so much easier than adhesive vinyl. I'm using my Easy Press Mini for this, and I set it to the low setting. At first, I wasn't sure if this was going to work because I couldn't get my Easy Press mat inside of it, so I decided to grab some towels and stuff that full inside the bag. When you're using heat transfer vinyl, you really need something to press that vinyl into for it to stick down well. I add my offset layer first. I just place my Teflon sheet on top, then I grab my Easy Press Mini and I run it over it for about 30 seconds. I decided to do an offset because I feel like with this chrome vinyl, you'd really be able to see the texture of the leather through it, so I thought that would kind of hide that and give it a cool look as well. Once that's done, I remove the carrier sheet. Now I am ready to add my chrome vinyl. I line it up, then place my Teflon sheet back on top and do the same thing. I run my Easy Press over it for 30 seconds. When I went to remove this, the T was not stuck down all the way, so I decided to press it again. I don't think I had my washcloth all the way up against there, so I used my hand to press it up against there, and then I like to use the front of my iron and just directly press on the area that didn't get heated all the way through. I let it cool down all the way, then removed the carrier sheet, and I just add my Bible journal tools, and I just love how the offset looks. I think it looks super cool. I had so much fun testing out the Teckwrap Chrome and Puff HTV. They just add so much to projects, and it's just really, really fun. Let me know what you think of it, if you've tried it. I would also love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new so you don't miss any of my other videos.